Hello and welcome to the sewing studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cover for your sewing machine, and it's a really simple, easy thing to make. It's just like a mini quilt with ties. So I'm going to show you how we do that. So this is the cover off the machine, and as you can see it's just like a mini quilt. And these are the pieces I had left over from my previous Tula Pink quilt. So what I did was I fussy cut around this piece of fabric so that I'd got the flamingos. And what you've got to remember is, because this is going over your machine, where you've got directional fabric, you need to make sure that when it goes over your machine, both pieces of this are going the right way. So I'm just going to show you how to make that. The beauty of this is you can make it with scraps, because you can actually join your scraps, you can join your strips, it doesn't matter. You just need to work out what you want your finished size to be. And then you pop 2 ties, or you could put 4 ties, it's entirely up to you. If you wanted to put a handle, you could do the center, and that would just be like a really big buttonhole, so the handle of your machine comes out. But for me, I just wanted a dust cover to go over my machine. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've got 2 pieces of fabric, so I'm making it in 2 pieces. So I've got these 2 parrot pieces. So they're kind of directionals, but not quite so important as the flamingos. So I'm going to work out how I want them. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew some extra strips to the sides of both of these pieces. So I'm just going over to the machine to do that. Before I go over, if you like what we do, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok, where you can see customer makes and you can see behind the scenes, and we'll answer any of your questions in the comments below. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put 2 side pieces either side of my panels. So I'm now just going to press these back. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to tidy up this end and straighten this here, because I'm going to add a bottom border to it. And a top border. And the great thing with this is you don't have to be too accurate, because there isn't any real matching. You can just keep adding to it and trimming it back, a little bit like crazy patchwork really. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a border on there, and the same on this one. And then I'm going to put my middle piece across, which on the made up one is this piece here. So if you want a handle on it, now is the time to do that shape, to cut that shape out ready. But for today, we're just going to do a flat piece because it's just a dust cover. So I'm going back to the machine now to attach these and to attach the centre piece so that it hangs over both sides of the machine. And this is the time to make sure that you've got your fabric the right way round so that it hangs either side of the machine as you're putting your top piece in. So I'm just going to give everything a good press. And the good news is my rainbows ended up the right way round at the bottom. That was more by luck than judgment. I'm just going to trim this all up. So here you've got a little cover for your sewing machine. So if that's not wide enough when you go to put it over your machine, you could put some more strips down the side and you could just carry on building it up until it's the size you want. And then what you would do is you would lay it on your wadding. I used calico for the back of mine, and then I just did some wavy stitch quilting, and then I used the scraps I had left over to do a scrappy binding. Now before you attach the binding, you'll need to make your straps. So all I did was I got however many strips you want. I've just done a tie on either side, so I needed 4 pieces of fabric, and all I did was I fold the raw edge into the center like this and then join them up so all your raw edges are inside, and then I just machined down. So when you come to attach these, when you're doing your binding right at the very end, let me show you on this one, you can see that they're tucked inside that binding. So as I was machining, I machined them on, and then they're just hidden as I flip the binding over to sew, and they tie up perfectly on the machine. So that's all you need to do to make a sewing machine cover. You can use up all your scraps, you can use jelly roll strips, you can do whatever you want. The thing to remember is you want the design, like on this one, as I said earlier, with your flamingos going the right way. So I've got a little mini machine here, and I'm just going to fit this over the mini machine. I think it's probably too big, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. I've got this gorgeous little machine, and actually I can see that it is too big, but you get the idea. So I could make a little mini cover for that machine once it's quilted and it's got the ties on. So that's how you make a dust cover for your sewing machine. Nice and easy. As always, have fun. I look forward to seeing you next time here in the sewing studio.